Intervals, page 4. Now, intervals can be made larger by raising the top note or lowering the bottom note, and we're only going to raise the top. And these are just simply called augmented. The names are reduced in a simple form. An augmented second is a sharp 2, augmented fourth, sharp 4, one of my favorite tones, augmented fifth, sharp 5, very common in jazz, and an augmented sixth, the sharp sixth, and it is exactly the same as a minor seventh tone, is a little way that modern composers, especially of the classical eras, kind of skirted the rules to resolve chords. We have a French, German, and Italian sixth, and refers to the augmented sixth. Not all of the notes are used. The augmented third and augmented seventh, that they really actually do exist. They just don't get used. The only rule, any interval made larger, is augmented. That's it. So we see a C to a D sharp, 1.5 steps is an augmented second. Okay, so right off the bat, that's the same as a minor third. And there's a little point of contention when we talk about pentatonics with that. The next two notes, C to F sharp, is 3 whole steps or an augmented fourth. That is enharmonic with the diminished fifth. The C to the G sharp is 4 whole steps or an augmented fifth, enharmonic to a minor sixth. And C to A sharp is 5 whole steps or an augmented sixth, and that is the same as a minor seventh. So these have some very serious enharmonic properties. And the two special intervals that need to be discussed, the augmented fourth is also known as a tritone, and the augmented sixth has a special function in harmony. So read with me on the lower part here. The tritone is an augmented fourth distance between two notes in a dominant chord. And the minor seventh and the major third, in harmony, the resolution of the 5 chord to the tonic 1 is the backbone of what is called a perfect cadence. There's other cadences, but that's the biggie. Look at the example of G7 to C. The third of the G7 chord is B, which is the 7th tone of the C major scale. That is the leading tone of the scale of C major, or its 7th tone. And then the minor 7th of G is F, and it is the 4th tone of the scale. In harmony, the resolution of the 5-7 chord to 1 is a very strong cadence. It's its backbone. The major third of the G is a B, and it wants to resolve to the C, the tonic of the C chord. The minor 7th of the G is the F, and it wants to step down to the E, the major third of the tonic C. The resolution is one of a number of ways to end a cadence or resolve the key. I have a little saying for this, and I want you to remember this: 3 up, 7 down. This refers to the G7 chord or any dominant 7th chord. The third of the dominant 7th chord resolves up to the tonic of the 1 chord. So in this case, the third of G7B resolves up to C, and the 7th of the 5 chord resolves from its tone down to the major third of the tonic. In this case, the 7th tone of G7 is F and resolves down to E of the C chord. Thus 3 up, 7 down. Look at the example to the right. You see a little series of notes here, and you can see that finale is put in what's called its alpha notes. It puts the letter names right side the note. They're not very clear, and I apologize for that, but they do exist. And you see this box, and you see it highlighted. It says click to activate, and listen. So you heard it just go 5, 1. You heard it do the typical resolution. Very last thing to discuss down at the bottom, the augmented 6 is a chord before the 5 chord, and it sometimes can be called a predominant, and that moves to the 1 chord. So you have an augmented 6th, and then it moving to 5 and then to the 1. Harmony has 3 of the most common: the Italian 6th, the French 6th, and the German 6th, and there are a few more. This is the part of interlock that's better explained using a standard harmony and theory book or a website, in which I'll have plenty in here. You'll have links to all kinds of good stuff. The goal is to give the reader the insight to the chords. I have in this book, too, a link that will be much better at explaining this. To simplify the part of intervals discussion will be at a later point in time. Go to this link, teoria.com.